Alright people, so I'm here with your Survivor Series review. Let me give you a little bit of an update here. I got some shit going, had some shit going on Sunday, so, was not able to watch the full pay-per-view. Monday, I think I'm going to have the whole day, probably going to have a good amount of shit going on. So probably will not get to be watching Raw or the rest of Survivor Series on Monday. This week's going to be a busy week for me, so, we'll see when we can get all these reviews done. It's ridiculous how much, with Raw being 3 hours and all this shit, I got to watch for WWE. It's just so ridiculous. I have a tough time fitting it into my schedule. That's why my reviews are so late sometimes. So I apologize, but, there are many things in life that are more important than watching wrestling. But let's get to the review here. So I watched just the matches associated with the WWE title. So I watched the semifinals and the finals. So let me go through the review here. I had a lot of problems with the night. I thought it was, pretty much a lock Roman Reigns would win. But then I was thinking, I'm like, oh, well, maybe, we got a slight chance Sheamus will cash in, and that happened. And it was still bullshit. But I'll explain. So the first match, you had Roman Reigns defeating Kevin Owens, which I was saying, it's so predictable. They're going to do Reigns versus Ambrose in the finals. It's so fucking predictable. I said there's no point in having these matches tonight. And there wasn't. They both sucked. This one sucked. I wouldn't say they both sucked. This one did. They were chanting, "This is awesome." Are you kidding me? They were just doing their normal moveset. The only difference between if this match would have been on Raw and this match being on the pay-per-view is it was like 5 minutes more on probably than it would have been on Raw tonight. It was 5 minutes more. It was boring. It was just typical ass moves, nothing special. You had Roman out there doing his normal 5, 6, 7 moves. All the stupid ass, jumping punches and spears, and it was just boring. More of the same. So, and of course he wins. How can you, as a fan watching, how can I get into this match if I already know who's going to win? Obviously, Del Rio is not going to defeat Roman Reigns. It's so pointless having this, it's pointless having, at least one half of this, you know Roman's going to win every one of his matches up to the finals at least. So it's pointless, having even half the break. You might as well just put Roman in the finals already. Might as well have done that, when he, that would have made sense too, because you knew, Roman was already #1 contender. Might as well have just put him right in there. Save us, the bore fest and the predictability of fucking, 4 matches? 3-4 matches? So, just pointless there. The match, I'm going to give it a star out of 5. It was just boring. Then we have Dean Ambrose defeating Kevin Owens, and it was an alright match. I'll give it 2.5 out of 5 stars. There was some decent moments in here. Nothing too special, nothing too great. But again, predictable. Obviously, it's not going to be Kevin Owens winning. It's going to be Dean Ambrose. It's just so predictable. Again, you can't get into this match seriously because Dean Ambrose is going to win. And that's a big part of what takes away from WWE. You know who's going to win. It would be nice if you're if you go into one of these matches saying, "Oh, I know who's going to win," and it's actually 2 guys you like. It's different if it's Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. But let's say it's 2 guys I like. Cesaro and Seth Rollins, and you go into the match. Oh, Seth Rollins is going to win. Whatever, for some reason it's predictable, but then it's a swerve, Cesaro wins, whatever. I'm like, oh shit, it surprised me. But you just can't get into anything because it's predictable and it contains shitty wrestling. So, again, it was predictable. It was boring. It wasn't totally boring, but you get what I'm saying here. So yeah, that match was alright wrestling, but again, in the end, it's just predictable bullshit. So then we get the main event. You got Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. And it was like a 10-minute match. I don't get the point of that. You have a fucking 10-minute match there. What? That's the main event there, people. you're supposed to be having like a 15, 20, 25-minute match. It's supposed to be a classic. This was just a boring ass fucking match. No surprise here with Roman Reigns in the main event. And this is just what you're gonna get, people. When you put guys like Roman Reigns in the main event, you're gonna get botches like the one we saw with the power bomb. You're gonna get boring ass wrestling. And the crowd was not even into these matches really. If you listen to the crowd, they're pretty bad. So then you get Roman Reigns winning. Again, pretty predictable. They're not going to put Dean Ambrose over Roman Reigns. So yeah, I thought Roman Reigns was going to turn heel. He didn't. I said there was a possibility of Sheamus cashing in, which happened. So Sheamus, bro kicks Roman twice. Of course he has to kick out. One. Of course. Got to kick out. So he kicks out, gets broke. I thought he might win. I'm like, oh, maybe they'll put him over, But he gets bro kicked again. Sheamus wins. So this tells me this result really tells me WWE is so fucking retarded. First off, this tells me this was a perfect opportunity if they wanted to give Roman the title belt. They obviously think he's great because they're always putting him in the main event. They're always, putting him over everybody. They're making him seem like the new John Cena. So they obviously like him. But they obviously know he, it's so weird. Like they put him over everybody. Oh, they give him all the opportunities in the world. Everything. But then they don't give him the belt. So obviously, for some reason they do that. But then in the end of the day, they're conveying two different messages here. It's so confusing what they do. So obviously they don't have faith in Roman Reigns to give him the belt, but they want to treat him like a champion. It's just so fucking weird. I don't get it. So that tells me that they're just dumb motherfuckers there, and Vince McMahon or whoever the fuck is calling the shots here in this company. I don't even know who the fuck does it. They're obviously some dumb motherfuckers. And I heard Triple H is like, well, it's hard, everything that goes into, he was bashing, the IWC again. He's like, well, it's hard, it's easy to, just sit there on your computer and criticize the company. It's actually really hard to run a wrestling business. Well, when I see stupid shit like this, you put everything into Roman Reigns, then you don't have any faith in him. You don't give him the belt. It's just, your company, you're obviously, it's just a mess. It's obviously a mess. And then what they tell me with Sheamus is, let's go over Sheamus. He's hardly even been on Raw. He's been in like the jobber matches on Raw in the past, ever since he won Money in the Bank. He's been like a Neville. He's been like an Adrian Neville. He's been like a fucking Santino Marella. He's been, like almost like a Curtis Axel over the past few months. Yet they give the guy the fucking belt. So that tells me there that they don't, if they gave Sheamus the Money in the Bank, you would think, okay, they have a lot of faith in Sheamus, right? If they give him the Money in the Bank. So they have a lot of faith in him. So he's going to be in some prominent, important matches coming up, right after he wins Money in the Bank, right? For two reasons. One, they've shown they had faith in him because they've given him Money in the Bank. And two, he has Money in the Bank, which means he's probably going to be the next champion. So he should be, pushed, further up on the card, right? Wrong. No, he's fucking jobbed out. He's put in jobber matches. And then he wins the belt. So, again, they're conveying two different messages here. They're conveying that they have no faith in him because they don't put him in any prominent matches, but then they give him the belt. It's just, this company is so fucked. It's such a clusterfuck. It really is. And now I'm hearing Cesaro's injured. I heard JR was like, oh, Cesaro's injured. I'm like, great. So he's gone. Possibly. He wasn't doing anything anyway on the fucking card, in this fucking company. So, what's the point of even having him around? You might as well, if they're not even going to push Cesaro, you might as well just get rid of him. Just get rid of him. Because you're just teasing me with Cesaro. You see him wrestle a great match. Oh, he might get pushed. No, he doesn't. So it's just giving me false hope. Fine. I don't even fucking care anymore. This company is just such a... It's just, as I said, it's a clusterfuck. They don't know what they're doing. they're just doing two, you know, they're doing two separate ideas here. They show they have no faith in people, then they give them the belt. They act like they have faith in Roman, then they, you know, don't give them the belt. It's just so weird. It's just so stupid, idiotic, and this is why the ratings are going down. People are like, oh, you shouldn't be ranting on the company. You know, you're too negative. Well, the ratings are taking a shit. They're going way down. The viewership's going way down. The stock has gone down. You know, it took a fucking tumble, like 200%. It's gone up a little bit, but I mean, this company is just fucked. You know, they keep doing stupid shit like this. It just pisses me the fuck off. It's predictable. You put shitty oh yeah, Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. What a great feud that's gonna be. You know how, you know, that's gonna put the company even further in the shit. Nobody wants to see that fucking shit. I mean, who the fuck is he think is gonna sit through a Sheamus versus Roman Reigns match? I mean, is he fucking stupid? Are you serious? Roman Reigns versus Sheamus? Nobody's gonna want to see that shit. I mean, that's going to be a fucking horrible-ass match. With a bunch of rest holds, boring moves. Oh my god, I can't wait to see that match. Yeah, it's going to be a 5-star classic. Oh my god, that's going to be one of the worst matches in, you know, WWE history right there. So this company just keeps pissing me the fuck off with bullshit like this. You know, just... You know, you have, as I said, you have a lot of talent on the card too. Yet it gets neglected for you know, retards like Sheamus and Roman Reigns. Why are these people in the main event? They fucking, and Roman Reigns was getting booed tonight. Most people were booing him. Oh my! Yet they want to put him in the main event. Getting booed, yeah. Put him in the main event. Doesn't matter. Your top baby face getting booed. Put him in the main event. Yeah. You know, and then Sheamus wins the belt and no reaction. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. So, you know, I'm not going to rant forever on this, but I'll rant more in the future when I do my full Survivor Series review. And eventually when I do my full Raw review, because we all know Raw is going to be a fucking clusterfuck as well. It's going to fucking be a horrible-ass show, you know. And then we're going to get Roman Reigns versus Triple H at Mania, probably. It's going to be a shitty-ass match. You know it's going to fucking, you know, we're going to get that match somewhere down the road, and it's going to suck. So, yeah, there you go, people. There's your fucking Survivor Series, you know, review of the title shit, you know, the title tournament. Totally pointless in having the semi-final matches, and then the result of the final match was just fucking stupid, and it didn't make any sense, and now we're going to get a Sheamus versus Roman feud. Fuck that shit. It's going to suck. It's going to be boring. And I'm just so fucking tired of the bullshit that Vince McMahon keeps giving me because it's so shitty. So there you go, people. There's your part one, you could say whatever, part of your Survivor Series 2015 review. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. No fucking traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series tag. I gotta remember to bring that up in my main review. No traditional Survivor Series tag matches on this. What the fuck is that? That's what Survivor Series built around. Traditional 5-on-5 matches. Yeah, we didn't get any of them. What the fuck is that? But I'll try to touch on that more if I remember. So there you go, people. There's part of your Survivor Series 2015 review.